Malawi's history cannot be told without the name Hastings Kamuzu Banda. To some, he was the father and founder of the nation, a man who brought order, stability, and a sense of identity to a young country. To others, he was a dictator, a leader whose decision isolated Malawi and suppressed freedom. But perhaps the most controversial part of the legacy is his relationship with apartheid-era South Africa. Today, we look at the good, the bad, and the long-term impact of Kamuzu Banda's leadership through critical and honest lens. In the 1960s and the 1970s, almost every African nation united against apartheid. South Africa was isolated politically, economically, and morally. But one leader refused to join the boycott, Kamuzu Banda. Instead, he insisted that Malawi would maintain diplomatic and economic ties with South Africa. But why? Kamuzu's argument was simple. Malawi is too poor to boycott anyone. He believed corporations would bring development, roads, infrastructure, investment, and jobs. While Africans shouted "Free Mandela," Kamuzu shook hands with apartheid leaders. This made Malawi stand up, not in unity, but in controversy. For Kamuzu's development came first, and indeed cooperation with South Africa brought certain benefits. Infrastructure support. Malawi gained transport links and economic agreements. Labor migration. Thousands of Malawians worked in South Africa mines, bringing foreign currency home. Foreign aid and investments. Malawi received loans and assistance when many other African nations refused to help a pro-apartheid state. Inside the country, Kamuzu maintained peace, stability, and discipline. He built schools, hospitals, and promoted agriculture. For many Malawians, life felt orderly and predictable. But development came at a cost that would later shape Malawi's political future. Kamuzu's leadership was also marked by strict control. For 30 years, there was one political party, the Malawi Congress Party. There was one leader, Kamuzu himself. Dissent was not allowed. People disappeared. The press was controlled. Fear was normal. While the world condemned apartheid for its oppression, Malawi itself was not free. This lays a serious moral contradiction. How could Malawi support a system the world called racist and oppressive, while its own citizens live under authoritarian rule? Kamuzu's foreign policy gave Malawi international criticism, isolation from neighbors, and reputation as a friend to apartheid. Kamuzu's decision had long-lasting effects. Economic dependency. Malawi became dependent on external aid and migrant labor. When apartheid collapsed, so did much of the support Malawi relied on. International isolation. African countries viewed Malawi as unreliable during the struggle for liberation. This limited regional cooperation for decades. Internal fear culture. His authoritarian rule left a legacy of caution in politics, fear of leadership, and so democratic culture, but also foundation. Kamuzu built the early foundation of Malawi's state, roads, schools, agriculture systems, and national identity. His rule was not black or white. It was both light and shadow. Kamuzu Banda is a complex figure. He was both national builder and feared ruler, a strategic thinker and a controversial diplomat, a man who preached unity while supporting one of the world's most decisive regimes. His leadership teaches Malawi one important lesson. Development without freedom creates progress, but also pain. Freedom without development creates hope, but also struggle. A nation needs both. Kamuzu Banda's legacy lives on in our roads, our politics, our on possessions and our identity. The question is not whether he was good or bad. The question is, what can Malawi learn from his story? Because history is not just the past, it is a mirror for the future. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment in the comment section. Until next time, stay black, stay African,